Right, so last night I was just laying in bed relaxing, and I was just going through some old crochet patterns that I picked up a while ago, and I saw this one. And I don't even know if this Etsy shop is still selling patterns. It might be on another website, but I don't think it's on Etsy anymore. But I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this. It looks kind of like plushy toys patterns.etsy.com. But it is this adorable little wall hanging. And I've been doing so much amigurumi lately, but I saw this and I thought this would be a really cute project to get started on. Now, I love these little bee, I guess they're probably going to be buttons. I don't have any of those yet. I might try to pick some up. I might go to Walmart and see if they have anything similar. And if they don't, I might try to make something, but we'll see. I did go ahead and I picked out my colors. So I have this Craft Smart, which is I think is probably Loops and Threads now from Michaels for the background. And my two little flowers, I picked out these colors, a nice pretty blue and a pink. For my actual giraffe, I picked up this, which is another Loops and Threads from Michaels. It is a little bit bright, I think, but I think that'll be cute. And the hardest one that I was having a lot of trouble coming up with is the yellow. I settled on this one so far. I know this is only a small amount, but this is from a Karen 1 pound, and there were so many tangles in that thread that I ended up just cutting it so many times. So I have a ton of these little pieces like this. So if this isn't enough, I do have plenty more. It's just really, really messy. And then for my spots, I have a nice brown color. And for the nose, this is what I picked out so far. I might end up wanting something that's more orange than red though, so we'll see. Because that'll be one of the last details that I finish. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get started on this. I think this is actually gonna be a really quick project because most of it, like the base, is just flat with 3 colors, well, 4 colors. The white, the orange, the yellow, and then the brown spots. And then all the little details like the ears, I guess, are these antenna? I don't know. The flowers and all that are stitched on top. So I think this is going to be a really, really quick project. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get started. And once I have some done, I'll show you guys how it's looking. So this is what I have done so far. So I'm just starting the bottom of the picture, and this is like just the giraffe's neck with a few spots on it. And I actually messed up. Actually turned out really good. So I'm happy I messed up. You know, when I was looking at the picture of the giraffe, it looked like, I don't know if it's orange, but in the picture, it looked like the main part of the giraffe was actually a bright orange, and then the mouth was a yellow. So I was actually planning to make my giraffe orange and then do the mouth yellow. But I I don't know, I just wasn't paying attention, and once I did the first row, I had to bring in the color of the giraffe, and I automatically just picked up the yellow. And I'm really happy I did that because I'm pretty sure the giraffe looks a lot better with this yellow color than this super bright orange. So yeah, really happy I did do that. I'm gonna use this orange actually probably for the nose, I think, instead of this red. I think the orange might be a little bit cuter. So that does leave that I do need to find a color to use for the mouth, like the muzzle area. And I do have a few different yellow shades. I do have a really light yellow that's a bit lighter than this, and then I have a yellow that's more of a mustard kind of yellow color. So once I get up higher in the project and I have like the neck done, I'll start thinking about what color I will use for that. But it's a little late here. It's getting close to 11. So I'm gonna go ahead, put on some YouTube, and I'm just gonna keep crocheting on this and see how far I can get tonight. I was really hoping I would have gotten more of it done, but I actually had a lot of homework that I needed to finish tonight that was due tonight, so that took up most of my day. But now I am officially on winter break, so I feel like this is going to be crochet season for me. So I'm just going to enjoy the next week, just totally spending a ton of time crocheting. So I'll check in with you guys in the morning and let you guys know how much I got done before I head to bed. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Hey guys, so it is the next morning and I got a tiny bit done last night and this morning, but I was planning like after I was gonna like take my project, I was gonna relax in bed and actually work on it. But honestly, with all the different balls of yarn going at the same time, it was just a little bit, I wasn't enjoying working on this in bed. I needed like a flat surface, a table to work on. So I ended up just putting it aside and just watching some YouTube. So this is where I'm at so far. I'm just working on the neck still. I haven't weaved in any of the ends on the back yet, so the back is super, super messy, but probably once I get a few more rows in, I'll probably, I think once I finish the spots, I think I'll take a break and go ahead and weave in all the ends. But I'm going to sit here, I'm going to keep working on it, and once I have a little bit more done, I'll check in with you guys again. I just went ahead and I just finished the neck, and I need to cross off where I'm at just so I don't get confused. And the next row I start is actually going to be with like the muzzle part, kind of the mouth part. So I'm going to need to get my second yellow color. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and work on cleaning up the back because the back has so many strings, and I just finished the brown. So I can clip the brown. And I might need brown later on, maybe like for the ears or something. But for this actual panel, I don't need any more brown, I don't think. All right, so I have a lot of strings. I still need actually I don't need the yellow either. I can clip this one as well. All right, so I'm gonna decide I might make another bobbin, I don't know, where I don't have to keep like working from both sides of it. The only thing I don't like about making bobbins, because I just don't know exactly how much thread to pull off. Ooh, what are the cats doing? And I just don't like having leftover yarn, like little bits, but we'll see how I'm feeling once I work on this. So I have all these ends. I'm going to go ahead and just sew these in. I'm probably going to leave the tail, and I'm going to leave one just so it's really clear to me which is the back side and which is the front, so I don't accidentally start leaving, carrying my threads on the wrong side. All right, so I'm going to work on that. Once I have that done, I'll go ahead and check in with you guys. All right, so I went ahead and I left on one at the bottom, and I just left the corner. Actually, I don't think I only need to leave this one. I'm going to go ahead and leave in the corner too, because I just want one, just so it's really clear when I pick up the project which side is the front and which is the back, but I just need one. All right, so I'm happy with this, and I just have this one left that I'll weave in once I'm all the way done with the panel. But this is how it's looking. And I'm now at the part, I'm done with the brown for now. Also, I didn't realize I'm done with the yellow. So I need to go ahead and need to find a second yellow that I'm going to use for the mouth. So I'm going to go pull out a couple, and I'll see which one I think is going to look the best. All right, so I just went and I picked out a few yellows. So the first one I have is this one. And this one looks kind of like I guess like a more brighter, like a kind of lemon yellow. I picked out this one, which is kind of like a mustard yellow, which is very kind of pretty close to what I'm using right here. This one's a little bit brighter. And then I picked out this one, which is kind of a pale yellow. Honestly, I'm not really liking the combination with any of these. I'm kind of thinking I might use orange. I love how bright this orange is. Yeah, let me get the picture and show you guys. All right, so this is the picture of what I'm making. And I was planning to make mine orange, but I messed up. And I actually do like it this yellow color. But for the mouth part, I don't know what color I want to use for that yet. Because this is what I have so far. I don't know if I would like the mouth to be orange. but I don't know what other color I can use. I'm gonna go through my stash one more time and see if I can find another color. If I can't though, I think I might go with this orange. All right, so I can't quite find another color. So I'm gonna just see how it looks with this orange. So let me get back to my pattern. And I need to cross off where I'm at. So I need to count how many stitches I need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, so I'm gonna see what it looks like with this orange. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but we'll see. Just making sure I'm on the right side of my project. And I'm gonna go ahead and add in this Cheeto orange, which is super bright. I love bright colors, so I think that's why I'm kind of drawn to using orange instead of yellow, just because it's so bright. And let me make sure I have the right stitch. All right, make sure I have the right number of stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's make sure that's right. Okay, my stitch count's off. Let me figure out what went wrong. Okay, honestly, I don't know what's going on. I just know that I need to have 6 orange stitches. So I'm just going to add another white one. You know, I hadn't been counting the number of stitches on the sides, so there is a good chance I probably messed up a while ago. All right. All right, so now I have my 6 stitches, and I'm gonna keep going across. Okay, I'm also gonna carry this white thread with me across because I'm gonna need it a little bit over. So 6 of these, 3, 4, 5, and make sure I have 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I feel like I'm off again. I don't know if it's because I'm switching sides, but I'm not going to worry about the white background. I'm just going to make sure that I have the right number of stitches for the actual giraffe. All right, so this is what it's looking like so far. I think I am going to like the orange a lot better than trying to use something light. So I'm going to keep going with it. This pattern is going to continue for quite a while, so I'm going to have a pretty big chunk of orange. Once I have that done, I'll show you what it's looking like again. Hey guys, so I've been sitting here for a while just working away on this project, and this is where I'm at so far. Kind of looks like a mushroom, I think. Like, round off the top a little bit more, add some more white, and I think I would have a cute little mushroom. But I'm going to keep going, working on my giraffe, and I love how it's looking so far. I'm really happy that with the colors, like I was a little bit worried that this orange would be a little too bright, but I think it's good. And I need to look up a picture, but I think it probably looks like the Toys R Us giraffe. Maybe that's why it looks familiar to me. But yeah, I'm happy with it, and I'm happy that I did swap it around and I made the body be the yellow. So I am done with this part, and the next part is just going to be to do the top of the head, which is going back to my original yellow color. I have a few ends to weave in. I just finished off with the orange, so I can go ahead and trim that one. And I'll set this to the side. My strings are getting super tangled. All right, so that's going to help. At least having the orange out is going to help a little bit. I'm trying to decide. I think I might be at the point where I'm getting a little too tangled that I need to go ahead and cut it, because I think I'm pulling the yarn a little bit too much through trying to like just avoid the knot, that it's starting to mess up the yarn a little bit. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it. I wish I knew which one I needed to cut, because only one side is gonna carry to the top once it gets solid. I wish I knew which one to actually cut where I, wouldn't have to have two. But I think I'll just go ahead and cut the shorter one. Well, let's see. Let me look at it. If it doesn't look super tangled, I might keep going. I mean, I do have a knot right here, but it's sliding through that really easily. So I think I'll just keep crocheting a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead. Where did I put my crochet needle? Did I drop it? Oh, I put it behind me, didn't realize it. But yeah, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to switch over and start doing the top of the head, and I'll be done almost with the background, and I can get started on all the little features to make it super cute. What are you doing under there? Hey, get out of there, Nina. Okay, Nina is like in the shelf doing stuff. All right. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. So this is where I am at so far on my giraffe. So I just got to the part now where I did the last bit of yellow, and the last thing for me to do for the background is just back and forth to do just white. And my strings are such a mess, so it's so satisfying now that I'm going to get to trim these and just work with one color. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. So I'm done with the yellow. I can trim off the yellow. And hopefully I don't cut the wrong white one, because I just need one white, just this one. So I'm going to trim this one. And which one is it? Is it that one? So I'm trying to pull out the one I don't need anymore, which I think is this one. This one? This one? Yes, it's this one. All right, so this is the center pole that I don't need anymore. So my scissors down here next to me. Nina's down there playing with the cat toy. So cute. Okay. Oh, this is like, oh, there we go. That was going to be super tangled. Okay, so I just have just the one color attached now, and I need to do 7 rows of nothing but white at the top. It's a little bit curly. I don't know if I'm going to actually steam block it. I think I might just pin it to some foam pieces, and I'll leave it there while I'm crocheting the rest of it and getting the rest of the pieces done. So that's the plan. So I'm just going to sit here and keep crocheting my last 7 rows of white. And this part goes so fast because it's just single crochet. Now mine is a little bit more shifted than it should be. I have one less stitch on this side than I should. This side is supposed to have extra space because the flowers are going to go on this side, but my count was off and I ended up, I shifted it over 1 extra stitch, but that's fine. I'm not gonna, I noticed it pretty early. Like, I think I noticed it when I started the first spot, but I'm like, I'm gonna just go with it. 1 stitch over doesn't matter to me. Yeah, so I hope you guys are all having a great day. Today is, both today and yesterday, the weather has been so nice. We're actually having rain off and on. So it's not a lot of rain yet, but we do have two more storms that are on the way. So hopefully we're going to get thunder and lightning, because I love thunder and lightning. Like, I just love it so, so much. So I'm really looking forward to that. We should have like the next 4 days should be rain, which, oh, I'm on vacation. I'm on my break. So I'm like, I love this so much. It's a little bit chilly, but it's kind of nice. It's perfect weather for like soup. It's perfect weather for having lots of tea. So I probably am going to go ahead and make a cup of tea and just finish up my next rows. And once I'm ready to start the other parts, I'll show you guys where I'm at then. Hey guys, hope you guys are all doing good. So I want to share with you guys my progress on my wall hanging. I still need to go ahead and weave in all of these ends, but I'll do that later. So this is the background piece, and I have the little horns to go at the top, which are kind of gonna go somewhere like that. I have 2 ears. Where's my other ear? Ah, there it is. Yeah, so these are my ears, and my ears are a little bit different. I think I forgot to put, I was supposed to do 2 rounds of 6 crochet, but I forgot, so they're a little bit different, but they don't have to be perfectly the same. I think it's cute. Where are my little nostrils? Put his little nose, oops, his little nose. And I have my flowers and my leaf. All right. So these are all the pieces I have done so far. I have 2 safety eyes in here somewhere. All right, so I have these huge 20mm safety eyes, and I think those are going to be perfect. All right, so this is what I have so far. And I think it's really cute, but it's always, I tend to mess up, and no exception, I messed up. So I think it's cute, but the ears and the horns are supposed to be much, much smaller. I was supposed to go down a hook size, well, go down quite a few hook sizes, and the ears are actually supposed to be quite small. Honestly, I think it looks cute with the huge ears, so I'm happy with that. The only thing I'm a little bit, I think I might change up, because my ears and the antenna are, these are supposed to be really, really small, but they're a little bit close to the top. So I think I'm going to actually go ahead and just add on a few more rows of crochet of the white just to the top. And I haven't even actually cut the white yet, because I was thinking I would need to leave it connected when I start putting like the wooden stick. So let me show you guys. Yeah, so this is what it should look like. He should have nice little eyes, like nice little horns, but that's what I have. And I think it's cute like this. So let's see. So the horns should be pretty close to the top. So I think if I add on, because adding the stick is going to add a little bit more white space, so I don't want it like too much white at the top, but I think if I add on, because they're going to go right here, I might add on 3 or 4 more rows of white. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Hey guys, happy Thursday. So I didn't really work on this a lot yesterday. I actually just did a few rows extra, and then I just got up right now and I just added 3 more rows. I actually don't remember how many I've added, but I just kind of measured and it's close to the top. So once I add the stick to hold it, I think it'll be enough of the white. So I probably ended up adding like an extra, I want to say probably 5 or 6 rows of white. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this today. I still have all these ends to weave in, and I'm still going to leave just one end until I am almost done, just so I don't mess up. So I'm going to go ahead and sew in my leftover tails. You can hear one of the cats down there meowing. Okay, so this is my last one that I'm going to sew in right now. Now I'm not actually quite sure how I need to actually attach the ears and the flowers and all that. Pretty sure you just sew them on, but I'm going to check the pattern just to make sure there's not like a certain way that I'm supposed to attach them. And I'm pretty sure I need to leave this one attached because I need to crochet around the wooden dowel stick. All right, this is where I'm at so far. I'm gonna go ahead and put these little scraps away in the trash. And I'm gonna pull up my pattern and I'm gonna see what I need to do next. All right, so I just pulled up my pattern, and the first thing I need to do is actually embroider the mouth on. And this got a cat paw print. Thanks, Sophie. And honestly, this looks a little tricky because I've never done like, well, I've never embroidered like this basically. So it looks like I need to take a string like this and kind of just lay it out. So it is, the bottom part goes about right here. So I need to, I guess, thread it through. Okay, I've never done this before, so 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 I have two like of the full bars in between. So I think I need to thread it through like just like this. So it's a little bit different, but I'm just gonna keep going with it. I guess I'll go through the back, and somehow you're supposed to. This is super long. I think I need to make it. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is way too long, but I'd rather have it too long than too short. And then what you're supposed to, oops, do is just twist, basically wrap this one around the one that's here. Great, so I think it's working out. All right, so I'm almost done. I'm gonna keep going, and once I'm to the end, I'll check back in. All right, I'm still going, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab my hot glue gun because I think the next part I need to do is attach this little nostril. So I'm gonna hot glue those. Well, should I or should I sew them? Uh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna sew them. All right, so I just got to the end, and I think I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all the pieces to the back side. And I do have this one, this like orange one that's going under on both ends. So I think I'll just kind of pull that all the way to the back. And I'm not going to sew in the ends quite yet. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and just weave the little starting tail around in here a couple of times. This is all tangled up. I'm just going to clip this, deal with that later. I know I say later when I'm going to need to stitch on the next part in a few minutes. And I'm going to go and do the same thing with this one and just weave in the tail a couple of times, just so I don't have to worry about it coming apart. I've got a visitor. Sophie just walked by. Cats have no problem just walking across my projects. They don't mind. Their little feet all over my projects. Yeah, my nostrils are way, way too big because I don't know. I wasn't thinking that I needed to use a smaller hook size. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I don't mind them being big like this, like the ears and stuff are all too big. I actually think it's kind of cute. And I'm actually gonna wait to sew in all of my tails just in case something doesn't fit or if I don't have room. It'll be a lot easier for me to just take it off. Okay, so I got both of the little nostrils stitched on. I do need to get some white felt because next I need to do the eyes, I think. So the eyes go just right above here and they're gonna have a white background. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna make I'm gonna just, I think I'll print out a few like circle patterns just so I can easily cut out some perfect circles. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quick. They do need to go in the picture. They're like super, super close to each other. Let me check the picture, make sure I'm liking it. Yeah, so they are going to end up touching, and then they're going to go to the corner of the eye. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my second one. Okay. And these are going to go just so they're touching, and then the actual part are going to go, I think, towards the center. So hopefully this works. I'm going to say I want to put it right here. The back of mine, it's not flat, so it's kind of hard for me to tell where it needs to go, but let's make a guess. Oops. All right. And they're going to go like this. So I am happy with that. Okay. He's totally looking like a duck right now. So I'm going to get the backing to the eyes. Okay. My backings. And definitely going to need to melt these two. But I'm going to wait again. I'm not going to melt them yet. Ah, these things on here. I really need to get one of those tool things that you use to press these on. All right, the next part, I need to put his little horns on. I think there's good. Yeah, so I'm just trimming this because, again, all tangled up and I don't feel like untangling that. I guess I need to kind of like attach it to the top too because it's gonna just flop down if I don't. Okay, so let me put another stitch through the corner. Next part, I know they're all floppy still, but once I have all the pieces in place, then I'll go ahead and I'll work on getting them, all the ends and stuff hidden away. So I think my ears will end up going like this. So mine looks a lot different from the picture, but I still like it. All right, so I'm just gonna sew. They need to be like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sew the bottoms together. I feel like I am gonna have to stitch the top of the ears too a little bit, just so they're not flopping around. Okay, it's the same thing. Let's go ahead and stitch this one on. Right, so I went ahead and I needed 2 more shades of green to do the grass that's gonna be sticking out of his mouth. So, and on the edge of his mouth, basically, we need to have 3 blades of grass of the dark one. And I think this is where the flowers are going to attach. So, first one, I actually want my flowers to kind of extend a little bit down. So I think I'm going to put my blades of grass just a little bit larger than kind of how the picture looks. And then you're going to fill in with the darker ones, and then these will go, my flowers are so big, so hopefully, I think they only did 2 blades of the dark one on this side. Okay. And I'm going to grab this brighter one. The more I think about this, I'm pretty sure I'm going to actually hot glue now the flowers. Oops. because I have so many ends that I need to weave in. Yeah, and these kind of just go on both sides. So some of these will be short, some will be a little bit longer. And then my flowers will go like here. And then I will have a little leaf going. Oops, like right here. All right, happy with that. So much cleaning up to go on the back now. My back of this was pretty neat at first, but now it's a mess. All right, so happy with this. All right, so I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna actually run to Panera and I'm gonna get some coffee. Hey guys, so I am back. I did run over to Panera. I don't want to spill this, but I did pick up a cup of coffee. And when I got back home, I did go ahead, I plugged in my hot glue gun because the back of this is so messy already. I don't really want to be adding even more strings that I'm gonna have to weave in. So I'm gonna wait for that to heat up, and I'm gonna go ahead and glue these little strings I have on the back. Kind of just, I might trim a little bit, then just kind of tack them down. Then I'm gonna glue these onto here. And I was gonna stitch these on so they stay, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little dot of glue and glue them down. All right, my glue gun takes so long to heat up. I love it, it works really well, but it just takes a really long time to heat up. So while I'm waiting for that to heat up, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start cleaning up the back a little bit. So this string I need to keep attached, but I should be able to, okay, now that I'm looking at the back, I'm trying to decide, you know what, I'm just gonna tack these down. I'm gonna glue the flowers on because, yeah, I mean, they're just a pain to kind of sew on, but I'm gonna go ahead and actually just tack this down. So I'm gonna put it back through. Yeah, so I'm gonna just run this back through to the other side and tighten it up. And then I'm gonna just put it inside the ear through the center, come out one side, and I just want to tack down a little bit just so when I hang it up, you know, it doesn't flop around. So this should work if I just go straight through here like so. And if I do need to change it, or if I decide I don't like it, at least if it's just tacked down like this with string, you know, it will be a lot easier for me to change. So, oops, still need this connected. I'm going to see if that holds up. And yeah, so you can see it doesn't flop down like the other one does. I'm just going to run the tail through the bottom. So I have both of the ears now are nice and secured so they don't flop over. And I'm going to do the same thing with this little antenna. The antenna, they are stuffed, so it might take me a few more stitches. All right, so it's a little bit harder to get through. And I'm going to go right out here. And I'm just going through it just to give it a little spot to hold on. All right, so I did go ahead and I am finished cleaning up the back. So this is what the back looks like. It's still a little bit messy, but it's the back and there's no more long strings hanging. So the next part I need to do, my glue gun is nice and heated. It actually took me much longer than I was thinking to weave in all those ends, so I'm happy to be done with that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and attach my flowers. So I think I'll just take this one first. Just put a little bit of glue. And kind of want that one to go up just right there. Right, and I'm just going to add a little bit more glue because I didn't glue the other side of the leaf. Okay, happy with this so far. Next one, I need to attach the stick, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to read the tutorial to see how to do that. And the last thing, it's going to be adding some tassels to the bottom. All right, so I was looking at the tutorial and their string actually stopped on the other side. So I'm just going to go ahead and crochet back across just so mine is working the same way. So let's go ahead and get all the way across. Now I'm not quite sure how to add the stick across the top. Another thing I just realized I didn't do, I didn't measure to actually see if I have a stick that's the right size. Like I have a pack of dowel sticks that I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and I was just planning to use those, but I didn't actually check to see if they're the right size. And went ahead and grabbed a dowel stick, and it is actually, very lucky, the perfect size. Now, I've been looking at the tutorial of how to do this, and it says you basically just do a single crochet. I don't quite understand how this works. Because somehow you're supposed to single crochet over the dowel stick. Some more strings, I have enough to work with. Because this seems, I don't quite understand, but let's try it. And then, okay, so I think it's just I kind of have to hold my crochet hook a little bit different. But, all right, let me see how it's doing. All right, so that pretty much I think looks like the picture. All right, so I'm almost across. And I actually like the way this looks. I have done two other little like wall hangings like this. And for those ones to attach the stick, I just used a regular yarn needle and kind of just did a whip stitch across the top. But I actually really like how the single crochet looks. So this is how it looks, and I think that looks really, really neat. I love that look. All right, next part, I just need to make a chain of 55. Okay, have my chain of 55, so I'm going to go ahead, cut this, and I pull the last one out. And I need to somehow attach it here. Go around one more time. And then taking the end and just need to hide the end. All right. So I have my part of the top so I can hang it. And last thing I need to do, I need to work on the bottom and learn how to make some tassels. All right, so I actually picked this up a while ago, a few months ago, when I had a 60% off coupon at Joann's. And this is going to be a tassel and pom-pom maker. I have no clue how to use this. As you can see, I've never even opened it before. It does have instructions, so that's good. All right, so I don't know how this works. Oh, the case, oh no, I thought the case was cracked, but oops. Just this on the inside. It's a nice little case, so I like that. Okay, I have no idea how to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the instructions. My guess, I think these round ones have to be for pom-poms, and I'm thinking this flat one is just a tassel maker. Oh, these instructions are so difficult to see. They're black and white and just very, very difficult to see. All right, I went ahead and I watched a YouTube tutorial on how to do this, and making a lot more sense now. So you just take your piece and Just put it through like that and then leave it. Let me grab another piece. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this around. And I'm going to wrap this one around 15 times instead of 20, just to make it a little bit thinner than the first one I made. Well, that's one. Okay. Then I can trim that off. All right, now I need to unhook this on both sides, and I'm supposed to tie it at the top really, really tightly. And I need to get one more string. See if any of these ones I cut off. Yeah, this one's long enough. And then I take another one and just wrap it through a few times. So that's one time, two, and three. I think I'll do one more time. 4. And then you take the two ends and go ahead and tie a knot. I'm just going to weave it just so it goes under. The tutorial had you actually take it off first before you cut the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I did mention that getting it off of this part, you have to kind of work it off a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut the bottom. Get all the bottom loops cut, and then just kind of trim it up a little bit. See if I can tighten that a little bit. All right, so that's my tassel. And I need to add on some beads. All right, so I grabbed 2 different sizes of beads. I'm going to just trim the ends so they're closer to the same size. And this is what my tassel looks like. And I think you're supposed to just go ahead and then attach them to the bottom. I think I'm going to tie a knot here too, just to keep it from... All right, so this is my first tassel. I was trying to decide if I wanted to do all of them the same color in orange, or did I want to like do some yellow, but I think I'm going to do them straight orange. So I need to make 3 more of these, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, I went ahead, I made all of my tassels. I have 4 tassels, and the last thing I need to do is just go ahead and attach them. All right, so I just got all the pieces together, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pin this down just to make it a little bit flatter. So I pin this all the way around. I'm kind of thinking I might get my little mini iron and put a damp towel on top or a piece of fabric and just kind of go through and try to get the ends of it to lay nice and flat. Hey guys, so I finally finished my little giraffe wall hanging and I just love how it turned out. I think it's so cute. Of course, I did mess up and had a lot of issues with it, but I just think it's so adorable. So I do have a pattern for another animal that's just like this. I want to say it's a hippo, but I can't quite remember what it is. I might get started on that one, or I might just kind of go through and look at some of my patterns and see what I can come up with. But I did want to show you just how it came out because I just really, really love it. I love the tassels, so I used my tassel maker for the first time and had to watch a video because that was a little tough, but I really like it. So that is going to be it for me. I know this was kind of a super long video, but I don't know, I just thought it'd be kind of fun to make a longer video just showing the entire process of making something. So I'm gonna flip through my patterns the rest of the night. I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I will see you guys soon. So bye guys, and love you guys.